Hey everyone, welcome back. So we're gonna start Lynn Chapter 3, Band of Mercenaries. That's a long way to go. She should be fine, right? What could possibly go wrong? Oh yeah, plenty. So of course, as fate would decree, the time for Lynn to strike at the bandits has arrived. Also, who's this? Some random person? We'll find out. Alright, Chapter 3. It's been destroyed by zombies. What do we do? I mean bandits. Same thing. So Lynn's expression changed. She's angry. Lynn, smash! She's about to. Or you could just, sit in a forest, and dodge all their axes, and kill them anyway? But, okay, up to you. Alright, now here we have our next ally. She's probably the meekest female character in the whole game. You got this, beautiful girl, and they want to kill her? It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so she's a Pegasus Knight. She flies. So this is the Pegasus Knight Florina. She's one of my favorite units in this game, but she's very volatile. She can be really good, or she can be not very good at all. She also cries all the time, and apologizes all the time. And as you'll find out, she really hates men. Well, she doesn't hate them. She's just very... She's a little uncomfortable? No, that's kind of an understatement, Lynn. Just a little. Yeah, she's pretty clumsy. So they want to kill her because... Okay, I'm not gonna bother. Never! Of course they don't give up. There wouldn't be an interesting chapter without them fighting, so... Time to get our hands dirty. You also notice that every enemy, pretty much every enemy unit except for some bosses, is male. So of course they want to keep the female characters safe, because they want to do unnamed things to them. Yeah, so Florina's pretty good. She can actually hold her own pretty well in the beginning of the game. Yeah, the layout's a bit tough, for the beginning of the game, at least. There's a forest between the walls next to Lynn's hair, and that's where I want to sit my units for a while, but getting there and having to deal with archers is kind of a problem. So... yeah, so villages, we're going to visit as many villages as we can. Typically, whenever you visit a village, you get an item, but enemy bandits, like the brigands, try to destroy the villages, and so then you won't get the item. So we're gonna visit this village and get another ally. So whenever the music starts playing, it's called Together We Ride, you can tell someone's gonna join. And it's pretty similar to the Fire Emblem theme in this game. Other games have different variations of it. Yeah, so Will's an archer. He's really strong in the beginning. So bows are the first ranged attacking mechanism that you're introduced to. But the problem is, the benefit is that if you have a ranged weapon and you're attacking an enemy that has a weapon that cannot counter you, so like if you're using a bow, you have 2 range. If you try to attack someone that has only 1 range, then you won't be counterattacked. But the downside is, when you're up close, you can't fight back. So we're gonna have Will take a huge chunk from this guy. Half his health, I think. Over half his health. So bam, right in the chest. Yeah, so Pegasus Knights and later on Wyvern Riders, you can move them over basically any terrain, but they don't gain any statistical bonuses from being, like for example in a forest, they don't gain any, so the forest gives you 1 defense and 20 avoid. If Florina was put in the forest, she wouldn't gain any of those, but she can move over them without having any movement penalties. So we're gonna have Florina kill this guy. Yeah, so now they tell you, oh, you can press the R button. So press the R button on Florina. So here's her bio. She's a Pegasus Knight. She has a slim lance. It's a lesser version of the Iron Lance. It's less powerful, but at the same time, if you look at the weight, it's very, very light. So one of the problems with most Pegasus Knights is their constitution is really low. So for example, if I look at Sane, he's got 9 constitution, and he has an Iron Lance, it weighs 8. So if he uses an Iron Lance, if you remember correctly the attack speed, how to calculate attack speed, you take the speed of the unit, so 7, and you subtract the difference between the weight of the weapon and the unit's constitution. In this case, it's negative, so Sane doesn't lose anything. If it's negative, you automatically make it 0. So his attack speed right now is 7. But the Iron Lance weighs, is it 8? Yeah, it weighs 8. Florina only has a constitution of 4, which means she'll lose 4 attack speed and 8 avoid if she equips an Iron Lance. So she's even faster than Sane. The Slim Lance is perfect for her because it has weight 4, and she has con 4. So because of that, she doesn't lose any attack speed. But if you equip heavy weapons on a Pegasus Knight, you're going to lose a lot of attack speed and avoid. So that's kind of a disadvantage for Pegasus Knights. But that's why they're very, very, very fast. So, we're going to continue this. So I want to... Can't kill this guy. Yes. So I'll have him use a lance. So that he levels up his weapon level. And now, so you'll notice that there's an archer here. He's not going to make this very fun for us. So I'm going to put Sane. So Archer can only attack from 2 spaces away, so we don't want to lure him into the forest. That'll give him more of an advantage against us. So I'm just going to put Kent right here. Or Sane. I'm going to put Sane right here. Give him a sword. So we'll leave it at that. So Sane managed to gain some defense, so he's taking no damage from the archer. So Sane's gonna hold this choke point for a while. Ah, yes. So Pegasus Knights do not like arrows. They hate them. So she has a double weakness. She is weak to men, and she's weak to bows. So she's pretty scared. Yeah, he's an ally. Later on, much later in the game, you can get the equipment called Delphi Shield, and it negates that weakness for flying units. So that's really handy to have. So now, I believe this chapter is now unscripted, so now I can do whatever the heck I want. So you'll notice that there's a village over here. This guy is making a beeline straight for this village, but we're going to have Florina visit this village first. Yeah, so weapons have a duration. You'll notice that there's a number next to each weapon. And so that's the weapons wear down. So it's good to buy new weapons periodically. Most iron weapons have 45 usage. The Slim Lance only has 30 usage. And the Iron Sword has 46. I'm not sure why it has 46, but I'm not going to bother questioning it. So Sane is the most armored. He has the highest defense, so I'm going to stick him here. He's gonna hold up this point for now. Plus he's in the forest, so he's got even extra protection. So we'll move Kent close by. But we don't want Kent to be attacked by the archer, so we're going to leave him away from the wall. The only way the archer would want to attack Kent is if he moved all the way down here, in which case he'd be vulnerable. So we're going to have Will start launching counterattacks. Sane showing him how it's done. So as you can see, being in a forest can make a world of difference. Ah, so he did decide to attack Kent. I got lucky. I dodged. So now we can start picking apart these people. So let's kill the mercenary. So now he's dead. Now you notice this guy went after Florina, but she can just fly over across the wall to safety. So we're not concerned about Florina. We can move her soon. So now we'll head out. So we'll set ourselves up for killing these people. Let's kill this archer. All good. So a quick way to check to see if you can strike twice. Look at the speed. Look at the constitution of the enemy. So the constitution is 9. That's pretty high. He's got an iron sword. So he's going to have an attack speed of 5. Kent has an attack speed of 9. And he doesn't lose any attack speed from the weapon weight. So he's going to strike this guy twice, which means this guy's going to die and make Kent vulnerable to this axe user. So what I want to do is I want to have them swap. I don't want Kent to have to fight that many people. Well, I could. I'll let him do it. But typically you want to be aware of other enemies around you, that once you kill the enemy closest to you, that space becomes available for other enemies, like this brigand, to occupy. So you could only have one enemy in front of you at a time, but if you're killing a bunch of units every turn in one round, then you have to make sure that you can survive that many attacks. And that can be a big deal. So, we'll move Florina to safety. Actually, we will... I want Florina to get a kill, so... Let's give Kent an iron sword. I think that'll be enough. That'll also protect him against the brigand. So, move Florina down here. So notice Florina has incredibly high constitution, or aid. Aid is the amount, I think it's special for mounted units, but aid is used when you're trying to rescue someone. So for example, Florina only has constitution of 4, but she has aid of 16. So if you have an aid that's higher than the constitution of someone, like Will only has 6 constitution. So if I were to fly Florina here, I'm able to rescue Will because my aid is higher than his constitution by far. If Florina had 7 constitution, she could rescue Will. But she has way more than that, so we're not going to worry about that for now. And it's like Kent's still too strong. So I was hoping to give Florina some experience, but I can have her take on the boss. Looks like this guy doesn't move. So we can... How much speed does he have? It's a little much. So we will advance. This boss doesn't move. For some reason, he doesn't want to move. But he hurts a lot. So we have to be careful. So let's just quickly spread out. Kill some of these bandits. We're not too worried about taking damage at this point. So I want to get Florina some experience. So can I double? Perfect. So I'll have Kent strike twice against this guy. Kent is usually the weaker one than Sane, but he's usually much faster and more skilled. So as you can see, Florina will take considerable damage if she misses. But she got me. So now Florina's on the wall, but this brigand can attack her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Sane right here to block the brigand's movement path. So now all the brigand can do is attack the cavaliers. And that's exactly what I want. So we'll move the other units. Lynn's okay. Lynn's fine. I'll move Will. Will's vulnerable to up-close attacks, so I'll move him right here. Ah, so he wants to kill Lyn. So I'm not gonna... there's no need to use the Manicotti yet. I'm not worried about that. So Florina's only level 1 Pegasus Knight. She's got fairly impressive stats for level 1, so we'll give her some experience here. Let her kill off this enemy too. And hope that she becomes very good, because she can become very strong. So here's an armory. We're gonna go ahead and visit it. I'll send the least amount of items. I'll send Will. He only has an iron bow, so I'll send him down there. Then I'll show off the rescue system and how useful it can be. So what I'm gonna do is this guy doesn't move, so I'm gonna have Will whittle him down, and then have Florina go in for the killing blow, because Florina has a special battle conversation with this boss. So we'll have Will visit the armory. So we have 2,000 gold. We can buy a few items. So we're not particularly in need of an iron sword, but Florina could use an iron lance for a little more oomph on her attacks. So we'll buy an iron lance. And then we'll also get... Actually, we think we're fine. Yes, we're fine. So that's it. So Florina can use an iron lance. So now I'm going to show the Rescue Express, as I like to call it. It's when you can chain pick up and drop units to move them across the map particularly fast. So I'm going to have Kent rescue Will, and because it's not an attack feature, I can move again, right? So now Kent has rescued someone. So when you rescue someone, your skill and speed drop by half, which kind of sucks. But the unit you're traveling with, you'll see there's a unit he's traveling with now. It's Will's traveling with him, is safe from harm. So this is that's why it's called rescue. It's a way to protect units that are weak, or otherwise just protect them from damage in general. So, but the thing is, Kent has rescued Will, but now I can use Sane. You can use Take to transfer the rescue to Sane instead of Kent, and that's what I'm going to do. I'll just go ahead and drop Will here, but as you can see, I can move again, so I could potentially ferry Will across the map if I wanted to. I could use Florina too, to do the same thing. So that's a nifty feature you'll probably see me use throughout the game to transfer units. So let's see, someone had 2 vulneraries. I think it was Kent. Is it Kent? Yes, so I'll give Will a vulnerary. So we're going to let Will destroy this guy for the most part. So here we go. A vulnerary. Now we'll have Will do some damage. So thank goodness bandits are stupid, because he just sits there and lets me shoot him with arrows. So thanks for the target practice, buddy. So just in case this goes wrong, move everyone in. Alright, so we'll just keep attacking. One more should do the trick. And then Florina can go in for the kill. It's kind of a cheap strategy, but hey, Steel Axe hurts, so you don't want to get hit by that. So now he only has 4 health left. We're going to move in Lyn. Now she has a good chance to hit, but you'll notice she has to be able to hit twice. She can't kill him. So look at the damage that he can dish out. So she's in trouble if she gets hit. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and hopefully kill him here. So some characters have special talk sequences with certain bosses or certain characters. One other thing you may notice is that this Lyn Lance also gives Florina 5% critical chance, so she has a good chance of getting a critical on any attack. I like how she says, Can we just stop fighting now? Yeah, well, you kind of just killed all of his bandits. I don't know. I think that's kind of a big deal, but maybe that's just me. Ah, so see, she missed. So just in case, I had someone else nearby, because she would be killed in the counterattack. So we'll go ahead and give who needs experience. Lynn, perfect. So Lynn also has a special conversation. So this worked out. Don't harm women. He just chunked 15 health from a woman. This guy is clearly not right in the head. Also, he thinks that you can just sell women like they're objects. So much for honor. So he dies. Alright, and that's the end of the chapter. Very good level up from Lynn, although her strength is still a little bit lacking. Florina will prove very effective in the next chapter, so we're going to keep using her. Oh, you think that's why she came to see you? It's perfect timing. Yeah, so Florina's the meek little character. And of course, who else to butt in but Sane? Yeah, they do need help. Of course. Sane is quite the entertaining character. If you're willing. You're so clever, Lindis. I wonder if they put that pause in on purpose. Kent's epic facepalm. It's pretty nice. Poor Florina. Oh well, she'll be fine. Alright, so that's chapter 3. The next chapter is a defense-based chapter. And there are a few like that. You have to defend a certain location or a certain character for X number of turns, or else you lose you have to start over. So that's the next chapter, and we'll get an Axeman in the next chapter as well. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching, and continue if you can.